Hi farmers, today is day number 20 and we will be looking at heat stress starts before you see panting. Here's a thought the farmers have is that broilers don't need, shouldn't be cold, which is true, shouldn't be cold. However, the temperature shouldn't be hot either. Broilers are producing a lot more internal heat, and as a result, it needs to escape. And it escapes through various ways of how the chicken gets rid of heat. Heat stress starts quietly, long before the birds open their beaks or they pant. Once you see panting, damage is already happening. And then we'll be looking at 5 points as to why heat damages or heat stress starts before you see panting. Number one, chickens release heat mainly by breathing, spreading their wings, or drinking water. They cannot sweat like humans, unfortunately. If heat builds up faster, they can release it by, and this is where you see feed intake drop. They eat less, they grow slower, and the immunity becomes weak. Why? It's because the sweat and the heat. Number two, heat stress starts with less eating. First sign of heat stress is not panting. Here are the signs. It's birds eating less, birds standing alone, birds standing more, birds resting near walls or drinkers, which results in less feed taken today, which will equal to less weight tomorrow. Point number three, hot water equals to poor feed conversion. Remember our FCR, feed conversion rate. When birds are hot, feed energy is used to cool the body, not to build muscle. You still be paying for feed, but it turns into heat and not meat. There's a silent profit loss in that region, where you're spending more on feed, but your birds aren't growing more muscle. Point number four, poor airflow makes heat worse. Heat plus poor ventilation equals to a big disaster. Signs of bad airflow. There'll be a strong smell of ammonia. Remember that poisonous gas we talked about earlier? Yes. You'll see birds clumping near doors or windows. You will see wet litter. Stay wet. Why? Because there's no circulation or there's poor airflow within your coop. Air must move, not just enter. So there should be an in and out of air regularly and constantly. Number five, water saves birds during heat. You cannot undermine this one fact. Is that on hot days, water intake can double, even triple sometimes, and the water temperature rises fast. So make sure that your water is always cool. Make sure your water is not limited. Make sure your water is not warm. Make sure your water is not dirty. Heat stress becomes deadly. How does this affect our profits? That's the main question. Heat stress causes slower growth, poor feed conversion, higher mortality, and uneven flock weights. What do I mean by slow growth? You'll see birds consume more, but they'll be using the feed to cool off and not to grow muscle. Poor feed conversion. They'll be consuming more, but the feed won't be converting into muscle and mass. Number three, higher mortality. There'll be more deaths due to the heat stress. And there will also be uneven flock weights. Why? There'll be smaller and bigger birds. The bigger birds will have access to water, the smaller birds won't. And as a result, the small birds will need to play catch up, which we all know. It's sometimes it's not even possible for the birds to play catch up. So you sell fewer kilograms if your birds survive because of the fluctuations in the weight. What do we do on day number 20? We increase airflow. We open our sides, we switch on our fans if they're available. We provide cool, clean water at all times. We reduce overcrowding where possible, so we make space for our coops, for our birds to have enough room, not to touch each other, interact with each other, have enough breathing room for them to receive cool air, cool itself off. Have a feed during cooler times. So early in the morning and later on in the evening. And as a last one, watch your birds, not just your thermometers. Sometimes the readings on your thermometers are off. Watch your birds closely. You will see. They'll tell you. They'll either start panting, breathing with their mouths open. They'll be fighting for space near walls, near doorways. They will be less crowded and standing up most of the time. Why? Because sitting down creates more heat. So in a nutshell, heat stress steals growth before it steals chickens' lives. I've created a booklet called the Broiler Gems, where I go through extensively in detail on these small step-by-steps that will help you maximize your profits by the end of each cycle. Check the link in the description, and I'll see you in day number 21.